Hey everyone, how's it going? Hope you're doing good. This is Fate and welcome to another Call of Duty Warzone video. In this one, I'm bringing the AMAX back, baby. Well, maybe for most of you, it never left, but for me, it did. I've stopped using this for a while. Now I've come back and you know what? I love it. This thing absolutely rips. So in this video, what I'm going to do, as always, is I'm going to show you an epic build towards the end of the video. So make sure you stick around and watch the whole video because I dive into some stats. I'll break down each attachment and why I'm using it. But first up, I've got some amazing gameplay to show you. We get the W in this one with the AMAX, 14 kills. So I'm going to show you that, guys. Then we're going to get into the build and stats. But before I do that, for you guys that are new here, make sure you subscribe and hit that notifications bell to stay up to date with all of my content. For some reason, I think recently a lot of people aren't getting my notifications. So for you guys that have already subscribed, if you could try just unsubbing and subbing back again. I know it's dangerous, but like make sure you resub and turn those notifications on because I'm getting a lot of people contact me, thankfully, and thank you to the guys that are doing it, saying that they're not getting most of my like going live notifications or any of my video and community post notifications. Outside of that, make sure you guys join my Discord. The link is down in the description. You can find games there. You can chat anything about Call of Duty Warzone. You get all of my live notifications. You get all of my Twitch notifications. Everything. There's also my Twitter, Instagram. Everything you need is down there. Sorry to drag that out, but it needs to be said. So without any further ado, let's take a look at this gameplay. And I'll speak to you guys after for the build and stats.
Now, I'm getting all your videos.
This videos are good.
Do you guys go front door?
No. Callum did. Callum went side door. We're in. Incoming now. Where is he?
He's around there. Oh shit. He's marking this.
Wanna come. Where?
Literally just on me.
I'll take that.
That's not helpful.
They're just all around me, you know.
Ow. No, I can't play. I need to take this thing off.
Oh, there's about 3 of them.
I'll snipe one. Oh god, that's not Oscar.
Got him.
Team one.
You're robbing me.
robbery.
Won't you stop robbing me?
Growl and AX50.
Let's go.
Can I go get these guys? Where are they?
No, you mean Fate will get them. So if I can guarantee you, Fate will just headshot one of them and the other one will just...
They're in this
find their
building.
way.
Yeah, I know. I can't.
Is he all the way up there or is he like
I think he's
this way?
Yeah, he's in the middle room.
Oh, they're over this.
Oh, hit on roof. Hit on roof.
Cracked one. Boom.
He's on the roof.
Oh, give me another.
Got one.
There's one
On the roof.
I'm placing.
Holy moly.
Good stuff.
Nice. Hot dog. He's going up like on the stairs. Oh. They're behind this building. Oh bro, my aim is garbage. They are moving.
Yeah, I'm being hunted now as well.
Oh, I see him. Marked him.
I thought I had dead silence.
Galil?
Yep.
Someone inside here.
What a Sam one. What? How did he kill you? Oh, fire. Because I
Yeah, I need.
shot him.
I've
Another guy here. Full team here. There, question him.
Yep.
Oh
Got
no,
him.
I'm dead. Has any of you got a gas mask?
No. Right to the last over there.
Come, get him with your gun.
Down one.
Down a fucking headshot. Cracked one. Downed him.
See if we can finish. He's in the crack. Nice.
Where's his teammates? Or
Hello.
is that maybe get that for, maybe get place with them.
It's a risk though. It's out in the open.
Oh, right there, laying down. Nice.
Oh, bro, how many bush campers are there?
I don't know. It's weird.
Down right.
Down that one there.
Finishing him.
Yeah, he's got self Callum.
Yeah.
Yes, nice.
Yeah, so they're fighting.
Holy moly.
That's the last guy. Give Fate your sniper. You'll see. Look, he'll get this. Watch. Don't know how. He's a god at sniping. Bro, what is this kid? Nice.
Let's go!
Easy dubs.
Oscar did say, give me the sniper. It's a nice sniper, that. Good setup. That is good. 14, 11, 10. Let's go, people. All right, guys, I'm back. So I hope you enjoyed the gameplay footage. The W, that was super fun. I think that was like the second game that I really played with the AMAX, and instantly it felt really good. So from this point on in the video, I'm going to be showing you the build. We're going to be taking a look at the stats. I'm going to be comparing this to the AN because they're very like similar feeling guns, at least to me anyway. Like the rate of fire, apart from like the hyperburst thing of the AN, they feel very similar to me. And I'm also going to compare it to the Kilo just because it's a very popular gun at the moment. It absolutely shreds. So I'm going to show you guys the numbers, graphs, all that lovely stuff, but keep it super entertaining. Anyway, the actual build, the loadout that I was using in that gameplay was this one. I was going for the restock. I pretty much, as you can see by this, a lot of my classes are restock classes. That's because I like to be super aggressive. I love to have my never-ending stuns and semtexes. And yeah, I basically just aim to get 2 loadouts, and once I've got 2, then I'm pretty invincible. Like it's super good. I love it. So you can actually compare this with whatever you want. I mean, in that video, I use that AR. I use this one and then the R90, and I have the 2 with the restock. They're exactly the same class, just different guns. You can go for Ghost and actually put both on, go to town. But in terms of the actual build of this is what we're looking at, and I'm going to break down each kind of attachment and why I'm using it. All right, first up, it's the mono suppressor. Everyone knows it, everyone loves it, takes you off the minimap, etc. Just for you guys that don't know, so the mono suppressor also gives you a plus 10% range modifier. It also gives you plus 15% bullet velocity. So that's obviously a really good case for why you should always use the mono, as well as the sound suppression and taking you off the minimap thing. But it also gives you bad things like plus 25 milliseconds ADS, but that's okay. Next, we're going to talk about the Zodiac barrel. So the Zodiac barrel gives you a plus 32% range modifier. And this is kind of like the last range modifying attachment that we're putting on this gun. So it gives you plus 32%. So all in all, we've got around 45% range from these 2 attachments alone. It gives you plus 45 milliseconds ADS, which makes your ADS plus 45 milliseconds slower. Your movement speed is minus 3.2%, so it's a decent amount. Like, you're going to feel it, but obviously this is the longest barrel you can put on this gun. The other cool thing that it does, it gives you minus 22% recoil. So it actually makes your vertical recoil 22% better to handle. Hip fire makes it super bad, nearly 70% bad. Bullet velocity is upped by 42%, so that's really good. So again, with the mono suppressor, we're looking at like around a 60% increase in bullet velocity. So obviously helps you take down takes down targets at longer range because you don't have to lead shots so much. And that's about it for the Zodiac barrel. Next, we're going to move on to the only magazine that you can actually put on this gun, which is the 45 round mags. So with the 45 round mags, what you get is basically the benefits are that you get more rounds for the gun in each magazine. The downsides is you get plus 9 milliseconds of ADS speed, so that's not great. And your movement speed is reduced by about 2%. I think it's like 1.5%, something like that. So this combined with the Zodiac barrel, you're looking at already like 5% less movement speed. So this is the thing when you're building these ARs out for like your range, is that you get less mobility. So that's it for the 45 round mags. Moving on to the next attachment, we're going to take a look at the Commando foregrip. So the Commando foregrip is, in my mind, the only underbarrel that you can really put on a mid to long range AR. If you're doing something for close range and AR and you're being very creative, then fair play to you. That's not what we're doing here. We're doing what most people do, and we're building it for mid to long range. So the Commando foregrip, the benefits are the vertical recoil, we get minus 6%, and we get horizontal bounce of minus 15%. In conjunction with the next attachment that I'm going to talk about, and that is the VLK. So I've had some kind of like semi-heated discussions with other YouTubers about the VLK, because it's kind of sad really, because it's really the best thing that you can put on the gun. You should either have the VLK or nothing. I do experiment with other optics, but in terms of stats and what it actually gives you, the VLK is kind of broken. So for the VLK, for those of you that don't know, it gives you minus 10% vertical recoil, so that helps you out by 10%, and you also get minus 10% horizontal bounce. So it neatens up the vertical recoil and the horizontal recoil. So up on the screen now, I may have done it already, but I'll put up kind of like the stats summary of this gun so that you can see all the breakdown. Feel free to pause this and you can kind of just read through each stat as you can see it. So across the top, you've got the attachments, and then down the left, you've got kind of like the different categories of like, you know, recoil, sprint, fire time, movement speed, all of that lovely stuff. So as promised, we're going to kind of, now that we've seen the gun in action, I've shown you all the attachments that I'm using. I'm now going to tell you kind of why, and we're going to take a look and compare it against these other weapons. So we're going to take a look at comparing it against the AN and the Kilo, as I said before. So against both of these guns, we're going for the same build. The only thing different on the Kilo is I put 60 mags on it, because who isn't? Everyone's going to put 60 mags on it, right? So these are the stats. As you can see, again, you can pause it and kind of like read across and see what's better. Almost instantly, you can see that the movement speed on the Kilo is better. The vertical recoil and horizontal bounce is a lot better. Actually, just the vertical recoil is a lot better on the Kilo. And I think that's why people love it so much. I think people love the Kilo so much because it is a freaking laser. I don't think it's the strongest gun in the game, but it is so easy to control. It is kind of like the old Growl. When the Growl was just a laser beam, that was epic. So long story short, the recoil on the Kilo is sick. You can't really beat it with these kind of guns. So where can you beat it? So this is where I moved on to this lovely graph that I have. And as you can see, this is all about time to kill. So this is damage output, people. So in the orange, we've got the AMAX. In the kind of purpley pink color, we've got the AN. And then in the kind of like aqua turquoise color, we've got the Kilo. So as you can see, this is at 250 health, by the way, people, which is 3 armor plates in Warzone. So as you can see, the AMAX absolutely kind of destroys both of these guns, the AN and the Kilo, at damage output at range. So you can see all these different damage shelves. You got one at like 28 meters. You got one at like 45, and then you've got one at like kind of like 70. You can see that the Kilo is kind of comparable at closer ranges to the AN than they are to the AMAX. The AMAX has a very much quicker time to kill at 250 HP than both of these guns. So I'm going to kind of leave you with that. And that's kind of why I think the AMAX does so well. So this is where I think the benefits of the AMAX are. The AMAX and the AN feel very similar, as I said before. Their fire rate feels kind of similar. There's just like, there's no kind of stats behind that. Like they just feel like very similar guns. I've always said it as soon as the AN come out. So this is why you use the AMAX. This thing is an absolute beast. So in terms of the recoil, it's very similar to kind of like AK recoil, but not as much. But it kind of puts out AK damage, which is where I think it kind of fits between something like a standard AR like the Kilo and something that's damaging as like the Odin or the AK. It's kind of in that middle ground. So as you can see, the damage is up there, but this build specifically is the lowest recoil build that you can possibly build for the AMAX, and I stand behind that. And keeping it kind of balanced. So I thought it was very interesting to take a look at the Kilo and seeing that kind of coming in second place. But the AN kind of does challenge. It does challenge. So I'll leave that all with you guys. Thanks so much for watching the video. Don't forget, if you ever have any questions or you want to like hear my input on different aspects about these guns, then feel free to do so in the comments. But what's probably best is if you guys come and join the Discord. As I said earlier, all the links are down in the description. So thanks very much for watching again. I will see you in the next one. Peace.